nothing left. You are gonna be replaced. Everybody's asking why. Do you have to lie? You're stealing and killing right under our very eye. You better have some shame and try to say goodbye.
That's why the new improved Bondi pack is packed with vitality and a richer, creamier taste.
Everybody love me when I do what I do. Cause when I come through, I got the power of cold.
Right under our very eye. You better have some shame and try to say goodbye. Let someone replace you who's ready to fly.
Hello? I'm in the office. You're not sounding too good. Are you sure you're okay? Okay, I'm just leaving the office now. Is everything alright? Okay, what are we having for dinner? Do you want me to get something for you? Hello? Hello?
Bros, welcome.
How you doing?
Good day, I just did.
Madam, don't come back.
Madam don't come back, but they para not be smart, you know.
What you make at the vex?
Nah, bros, good luck, send me message now. Before I go come, madam don't dig it. And when I dig it, if I really begin para, just like that.
But madam don't they warn you since now, say, like you know they waka come up for this gate anyhow now. Why you go they waka like that now?
Nah, bro, good luck, man, cause bros, you go help me better.
So where the good luck now?
Good luck, my guy. Good luck. Good luck this side now. You see him.
Go back to your phone.
Okay.
Go back to your post.
Okay, bros. But help me better, my baby.
Oinda. Oinda.
Oh, honey, you're back.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Are you seriously asking me that? Did you pass through the sitting room?
Yeah, huh? I did. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry too. He just has to go.
Yeah, I know. I'll handle that.
No problem.
If you ever feel so all alone, searching for help and
Good luck.
Hey, bro. Have fun now.
How was the interview?
Pretty much good, man. Very okay. I'll try my best, but I'll test the give us here. I'll test, yeah, I'll just try.
I hope you wrote it well, huh?
You know your brother now. You know I will do my best now. Then leave the rest for God to handle. God will do the other one.
Nice one. So, when you go back?
Go back? So? Nana, how bros forget that thing? We were getting nice and more special time. I was there now, just, I read some things.
Look, the truth of the matter is, my wife and I are going for a conference on Friday, so...
That wouldn't be matter if your wife and you, they go conference, then you go, that wouldn't be, I go there and I go there, raid, take off the caban and everything else.
Yeah, you won't enjoy this house when we're not here, so... But you know what you're going to do? Why don't you get your things ready tomorrow morning? I'll drop you at the park on our way to work.
So, bros, now brain didn't discharge me, so...
No.
So now me like, hey, when you come and see your face, I say, wait to come make your face like where they push it food. So now God is not ready. So make me I read now the
Look, there's no time for all this. Just get your things together. Tomorrow, I'll drop you at the park, okay?
Hey, boss, what I guess say, no be your cabana day. I don't really now.
Nice one.
So make me carry my cheese now, they go back to base. Now you tell me so.
Tomorrow, I'll drop you at the park, yeah?
No, Allah now, who they cry the station? I understand what they happen. What time for good ask me for power also. This is why they do so. Anything can happen.
Good luck.
Bros, I hear you.
Do you want to go back this night?
This night? Hey, bros, I have a wish.
Don't mind your tongue, okay?
so all alone, searching for help and there's no one in the room. Just remember. Love is not a phone. Love is not a phone. Please send us your love. Listen like a dove. Father from above. Everything's changing, nothing is the same. Life is a gift, it's not supposed to be a game. The whole wide world is going insane. Everything is different in the world from where we came. I'm trying my very best not to lose my faith.
It's one of Africa's most anticipated finales. This is Nasty B and Niger
Up with the weights, I work. Down with the pack, I roll. Up with the sack, and you know that I deserve it. Half and half when we split the perks. Yeah, the preacher man say, please remember that your savior's on the way. I still remember when the teacher man said, I wouldn't anyway. I remember they walked me easy. Right now, not the dreams I'm losing. Steady talking them local. Got my keep the prayers in motion and no pulling back. I was boxed in, all the boxes that I couldn't check. And God, I never tasted big crib. You had an echo in the lobby. Boy, I was broke as hell where they found me. Hell, they found me. My head fake, facts. My family's all happy. I'm grateful, thanks. And I'll say I all naked. But they can meet up with my mother when I'm gone. Used to talk about my life and all the hurdles that I've won. I ain't saying it was flawless, cause at times I got it wrong. I had nobody to talk to, so I said it in the songs. All I do is go up with the weights, I work. Down with the pack, I roll. Up with the sack, and you know that I deserve it. Half and half when we split the perks. Please remember that your savior's on the way. I still remember when the teacher man said I wouldn't make it, but I made it anyway. I remember saying, walking easy. Right now, everything is amazing. Steady dropping them low. Then I'm taking my photo. I remember that they telling me no, no. Right now, everything is low. Steady dropping them low. Then I'm taking my photo. In the winter, in the summer. Talk up money, make a win number. Every day we pray for long life. Give thanks, we talk for more life, yeah. In the winter, in the summer. Show killer, we up put them in a coma. Every day we pray for long life. Yeah, yeah. Some of my boots is beating, you yeah. Brother man, do what you're up with the weights, I work. Down with the pack, I roll. Up with the sack, and you know that I deserve it. Half and half when we split the perks. Yeah, the preacher man said, please remember that your savior's on the way. I still remember when the teacher man said I wouldn't make it, but I made it anyway. I remember saying, walking easy. Right now, everything is amazing. Steady talking them low. Then I'm taking my photo. I remember that they telling me no, no. Right now, everything is low. Steady dropping them low. Then I'm taking my photo. I remember saying, walking easy. Right now, everything is amazing. Steady dropping them low. Then I'm taking my photo. I remember that they telling me no, no. Right now, everything is low. Steady dropping them low. Then I'm taking my photo.
It's one of Africa's most anticipated collaborations. Make some noise for SS, Nasty D, and now just
I work. Down with the pack, I roll. Up with the sack, and you know that I deserve it. Half and half when we split the perks. Yeah, the preacher man said, please remember that your savior's on the way. I still remember when the teacher man said I wouldn't make it, but I made it anyway. I remember saying, walking easy. Right now, everything is amazing. Steady dropping them low. Then I'm taking my photo. I remember that they telling me no, no. Right now, everything is low. Steady dropping them low. My photo. I put the label on full effect. I keep the prayers in motion and no pulling back. I was boxed in, all the boxes that I couldn't check. And God came through for me, would you look at that? I'm building a legacy out of hobby. I never tasted dream, I designed it. Big crib, you had an echo in the lobby. Boy, I was broke as hell where they found me. Hell is where they found me, I'm past it, I made it. Facts, my haters all plastic, fake. Facts, my family's all happy, I'm grateful, thanks. And all the things I say are all naked. Facts, I hope I get to meet up with my mother when I'm gone. Used to talk about my life and all the hurdles that I've won. I ain't saying it was flawless, cause at times I got it wrong. I had nobody to talk to, so I said it in the songs. All I do is go up with the weights, I work. I roll. Up with the sack, and you know that I deserve it. Half and half when we split the perks. Yeah, the preacher man said, please remember that your savior's on the way. I still remember when the teacher man
other news, Delta schools reopen for new academic section. Empty classrooms recorded in public schools. Flood disrupts academic learning in government schools. Among reactions, stray killing of Nigerians in South Africa. Deplorable state of road, community appeal for government intervention, and Sunday 23 Nigerian team in Olympic qualifier against Sudan. So glad you could join us on the Drtv News. Jennifer Orugbo is my name. The 2019-2020 academic section in public and private schools across Delta State commenced Monday with many classrooms empty. Floods also submerged some government-owned schools, thereby displacing many of the pupils. Correspondent Dwesson Esiete reports.
These are some of the empty classrooms recorded on Day 1 of resumption of schools in Delta State for the new academic session. At Igbudu Primary School, Warri, many of the classrooms were empty as only a few pupils came to school. The head teacher, Mr. Peter Mabiaku, and other teachers have reported for duty, and only a few pupils were in the classroom learning.
Government have to tell our parents, the parents of the children, that at least when school resumes, they should know that school has resumed and ask their children to come to school. When your child did not come to the school the first day, they should send that child out of the school for the parents to come to know the gravity of offense the child has committed. But most parents, when their children leave school 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, they feel unconcerned. This is why these things is repeating itself.
Prepare for everything we are going to have. Do you understand? Tell your parents about your books. You must have your exercise complete, your textbooks, good uniform. You know, this is a new term, this corporate. I'm going to school, not just going to school with beautiful wears, with your bag at your back.
Mr. Mabiaku expressed disappointment over the poor attendance and advised parents to have a change of heart and be alive to their responsibilities.
When a child fails to come to school a day, then the next day, if the child comes, they will ask the child to call his parents and ask his parents, why did the child leave the school? Then the parents have to explain. If the explanation is not cogent enough, they will ask the child to follow his parents home. With that, you see, parents will be afraid that what school is with, they will ask their children to go to school.
At Hosi Model College, Warri, many parents were seen trying to seek admission for their children and wards. The parents are among those checking the results of the Basic Education Certificate examination. Those promoted from the junior secondary school to senior secondary school were also seen within the school vicinity. Other parents were also at Hosi College to seek admission into boarding house. Mrs. Margaret Oputa, who is newly posted to the school as the principal, was seen in midst of the parents attending to their requests. Speaking, Mrs. Oputa revealed that authorities of the government-owned school were strictly adhere to the laid-down government rules and regulations.
I abide by all rules of the Delta State. I don't flout law. I told my teachers, those who are proud to help me to do the job. No mistakes, no error. Government said 1,250 for a new student coming in. That is what the approved levy is for now. And then 1,015 naira. That is what it's for. And I told them I will not let it be known.
The new principal of Hosi Model College, Warri, also advised teachers to be diligent in the duties assigned to them.
Any other assignment, any other duties given to you, you do it. Boss house, actually, me, I told my own boss house that for every payment these children are making, receipts are issued. You will get all the receipts from them. I don't want any errors in anything. If government says like this, like that.
Teaching and learning has also commenced at Hosi College.
Make sure you bring all your materials to class. This subject is mathematics. There are materials that you need to bring to class. It says that your mathematical textbook, your 4-figure table, which is called mathematical table, you must bring it.
Some parents, however, complained about the lack of benches and desks in the government schools.
We've just been told that we need to provide furniture for them to go into class. a man who is in charge of providing the furniture. Unfortunately, the person is not here in the school compound. It's very far away from here. Parents have to locate him. And then that is a challenge. Much as we believe that though government ought to provide such facilities, the government is supposed now to provide the facility. But in this situation, we expect as parents that whoever is in charge of a particular item should be on ground in the compound so that parents are not left to roam around the place without achieving the ultimate aim of coming here today.
Meanwhile, an educationist, Dr. Ochukwu has again advised parents to be serious with the academic well-being of their children. Speaking as school resumes for the new academic session, Dr. Akpeme said the first day of resumption is as important as every other day in school.
In line with our culture, is something we've been doing for the past over 20 years now. Our teachers are fully prepared. And I'll give you the reason why I say they are fully prepared. Classical international school teachers resumed over 2 weeks ago.
All public schools will this week conduct an assessment test for their pupils and students. The State Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Chief Patrick Uka, gave the directive recently during a meeting with principals and head teachers of schools across Delta State. The Education Commissioner stated further that the assessment test will form part of this term's examination. Joelson Esiete reporting.
The Delta State Commissioner for Technical Education, Mrs. Bubemi Kolo, has appealed to parents and guardians to stop the old approach of not aligning their children and words to resume school in the first week of resumption. Mrs. Kolo made the appeal when she visited some technical colleges in the state to monitor the resumption of students and teachers. A report.
The Technical Education Commissioner, Mrs. Bubemi Kolo, was at Saple, Ofagbe and Otabugbe Technical Colleges, where she expressed sadness over the attitudes of some parents and guardians who still hold back their children and wards from resuming school. The commissioner said the teachers are fully resumed school, ready to teach the students, and wondered why parents and guardians still encourage their children and wards from attending school from first day of resumption. She appealed to the parents to allow their children and wards resume school, assuring also that the students will not be used for any form of labor, adding that the ministry is planning to ensure that grown weeds in all the technical colleges are taken care of.
Still, the turnout is not really encouraging. I want to call on students to resume their school as classes begins immediately, and the ministry will take care of the overgrown weeds and put the school in order. We have resumed. Schools have started. We have resumed. Come to school. No shift in resumption, please.
At Saple, Ofagbe and Otabugbe Technical Colleges, the turnout of teachers was very impressive and looked ready to begin the new section. Saple and Ofagbe Technical Colleges had a very low turnout of students, as most of them on housewares, while students' turnout at Otabugbe was encouraging. The Technical Education Commissioner then came across a student who passed his GS3 exams and wishes to study mechanical engineering, but is being pushed by his mom to leave technical college, which he believes can be achieved through technical education. Mrs. Ikolo encouraged him and educated him on the importance of technical education in achieving his dream, and further spoke to his mom to educate her son in technical education so that the child can achieve his ambition. She then charged principals of technical colleges to constantly hold PTA meetings to educate parents and guardians on the benefits of technical education to their children and wards, especially those who wishes to study engineering, adding that most parents and guardians are unaware of the importance of technical education.
The proprietor of Classical International School, Dr. Ochuka Akpeme, says the school has posted an excellent academic and moral performance over the years, with awards to its credit. The educationist, Dr. Ochuka Akpeme, stated this while speaking with correspondent Drtv on effective learning facilities and excellent boarding house, which has made students of the school perform wonders. His report.
Anchoring Classical International Schools on morals as exemplified by Jesus Christ in the scriptures, Dr. Ochuka Akpeme said the coeducational school has also provided excellent learning aids, qualified teachers, and a very conducive environment that cannot distract students. While revealing that admission into the nursery, primary, and secondary section of Classical International Schools is still in progress, Dr. Ochuka Akpeme maintained that students of the school have continued to soar in their chosen professions across the globe.
Because of the effort of our teachers, they are very, sound and significant way of teaching. Our students have been excelling in external examinations. They just released the WAEC examination. My students did excellently well. The BEC, the same thing. For my the same thing. A very good result. The secret is all about good teaching, not talking now, imparting.
Dr. Akpeme, who is the director of Classical International Schools with branches in Ekpa, PTI Road, Efun, Onwia, and Orokpo in Ethiopia's local government area of Delta State, explained that the academic standards so far attained is as a result of dedicated, qualified, and experienced staff and the cooperation of parents.
They are fully equipped with a very high spirit to do what they are known for. Quality teaching, ensuring, observing the code of conduct of the profession of teaching, giving children the right value, to crown it all, balanced education.
Revealing that Classical International Schools boast of an effective boarding house, the educationist noted that the boarding system has attracted parents from far and wide. He added that the boarding system has greatly checked distractions, truancy, and transformed the morals of many students.
The important thing is the discipline. The discipline is enough for us. Then they teach them. They do teach them very well. In a godly way, they do pray, sing, and all those. There are so many things.
I've heard so much about classical school. I have some friends that have finished, that the kids have finished from here, and they're doing very well. So I believe that now I brought my son, as changing from where he was before, that he's going to do well more than he has been doing before.
About 3 of my children have passed here. I have 2 left here. And some are reading medicine, some are graduated as computer engineers. They came part of this place. So it's a good school. By their fruit we shall know them.
They have plenty educational stuff. They teach good things, and this is a very godly school.
Their teaching is okay. They have great body facilities. Everything is okay.
Dr. Akpeme explained that apart from the higher academic standard already in place at Classical International Schools, extracurricular activities have also played a great role in the upliftment of the students. The educationists thanked parents of the school for their continued patronage and assured that their investment on their children and wards will never be regretted. Some parents describe Classical International Schools as an institution where morals and academic excellence have impacted positively on their children. The vice principal of the school, Pastor Betty Ike, listed the do's and don'ts to the students and advised them not to flout the rules and regulations of the school.
Leaving school without permission. All these amount to what is known as truancy. A student should not be found to have left home without reaching the school premises, especially when you are on school uniform. A student will have committed an offense if found to be absent from school without permission or a written note from your parents or guardians explaining your absence.
Joelson, SCT reporting.
In the meantime, more than 2 government-owned schools have been submerged by flood as they reopen for a new academic session. The schools are College of Commerce and Alero Primary School, all in Warri. Teachers and students had a hectic time before accessing their classrooms. The report.
It is now an annual ritual that some government-owned schools are always flooded during the rainy season. This is the story of College of Commerce, Warri, and Alero Primary School, Third Marine Gate, Warri. The heads of these 2 public schools, their teachers and pupils are learning in a very unconducive environment. Investigation revealed a series of requests and appeals have been made and communicated to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Asaba, and to some corporate organizations for assistance. The principal of College of Commerce, Warri, Mr. Felix Use, described the situation as unfortunate. Mr. Use appealed to the state government to come to the aid of the school in order to check distraction, especially on the part of the students.
It's a terrible thing. As a matter of fact, we are asking the government to come to our aid because what we are seeing here is we cannot access the classrooms. Even with the walkway we've managed to put in place, we still cannot access some of the classrooms behind. I want to appeal the Ministry of Environment to come, take a look, and see how they can salvage this problem. Every year, once rain falls, this is what we experience.
The flood also submerged Alero Primary School in Marine Quarters, Warri. Few teachers and some pupils were able to access the school on Monday when all the schools formally reopened for the new academic session.
Flood has displaced many residents of Marine Quarters in Warri. The heavy downpour of last week submerged all their homes, and some of the residents have relocated to other neighborhoods. The report.
It has been tale of woes for residents of Marine Quarters in Warri. According to the residents, flood has always submerged their homes whenever the raining season sets in. The 2 days non-stop downpour of last week wreaked havoc on residential buildings. Some residents have since relocated to stay with their friends. One of them says that the flood in Marine Quarters is always a source of worry to them every year.
Everywhere full with water, no place where the water they go. From ground the water they come, anywhere, direct. Our house full with water now, as they talk so. We know they sleep, everybody don't come out for the house now. We don't come out.
An artisan supported a view and noted that some components of deep freezers were affected by the flood.
Since last Thursday, Friday, flood in our workshop. Even square some equipment we they use in the work, it does square some of them. So I advise government to create drainage so that water can be shining to the river. So that
an elderly woman and her husband declined to speak and accused governments of not responding to their plight over the years. The flood victims, however, appealed to government to assist them to check flooding experienced annually in Marine Quarters in Warri.
Government made the airports do the place. More for see where they put head. More need the rock more for us for rainy season. Because everywhere now, so no place where person they sleep again. Everywhere full with water. I beg with a beg, make the airports come out.
Since the rains began, many residential buildings have been submerged, even as government advised people to relocate to safer ground.
The Delta State government says it is ready to put in structures built on natural waterways as a proactive measure to tackle the perennial flooding in parts of the state. The State Commissioner for Urban Renewal, Olorogu Asto Akpowo, stated this in Asaba while inspecting the dredging of Iyabi River on Igbuzo Road, Asaba, as directed by Governor Ifeanyi Okowa.
The Urban Renewal Commissioner, Olorogo Ato Akpo, said the Delta State government decided to respond to calls by residents living around the Yabi River over their buildings submerged by flood. The commissioner said the primary aim was to save lives and property before looking at the causes and possible solutions. He blamed the situation on the erection of buildings on water canals, pointing out that any building obstructing free flow of water will not be spared. The Urban Renewal Commissioner said most of the causes of flooding in some communities were man-made, adding that some people built on water channels that has obstructed the free flow of water whenever it rains. He commended Governor Ifeanyi Okowa for approving the dredging of the Yabi River as a palliative measure, affirming that any illegal building would be removed to allow the river to flow its route. Olorogo Akpo said the water will be channeled to meet the Atakpo River in Ibuzo. He told those being threatened by the overflow of the river to relocate to safe ground, disclosing that arrangements were on by the state government for the welfare and security of those to be quartered in camps as a result of predicted flood by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET.
Beyond the physical inspection we have done, we need to carry out Google map of this whole stretch to know where the river is at the front. And it is very clear, if we want to do the right thing, we must reinvent the canal that existed here before, that has been blocked by people who indiscriminately built on top of them.
Some landlords in the area thanked the state government for the dredging and appealed that the buildings on the other side of the road be removed to enable the river flow freely. They claimed that over 50 houses and cars have been submerged, coupled with other valuable.
For 3 years now, we have lost 6 people, 3 school children and 3 adults. As a result of the flood taking over one of the lanes of the express, then people started running one way. He has killed 6 of our people from this community.
They channeled the whole water to this place. We traced the water to Eagle Square, from NNPC to Eagle Square. We find out that is where the whole water passes. And this water is not discharging to anything. Then now, when at times we leave our house in the morning, coming back in the afternoon, in the evening, we will place someone.
The heavy rains in the last few days confirmed both the predictions of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET and Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency that some states in the country severe flooding in June, July, August, and September. Some of the affected states are Akwa Ibom, Bauchi, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Kaduna, Kwara, Nasarawa, Yobe, and Zamfara.
The commissioner representing Ikwe, Saple, and Ethiopia West on the board of Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, the SOPADIC, Honorable Joyce Overa, promised to complete all ongoing projects in its mandate area. Honorable Overa made this promise shortly after inspecting all ongoing projects in its mandate area and stressed that they were key to the stronger data vision of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa.
The commissioner representing government area, Honorable Overa, who expressed sadness over the high rate of abandoned projects, called on the contractors to mobilize to site immediately. The former lawmaker noted that the SOPADEC is an interventionist agency set up to fast-track development in oil-producing areas by the Delta State government. He explained that Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, in line with his prosperity agenda, has repositioned the SOPADEC for greater efficiency and has appointed qualified persons into the board to ensure better results. Honorable Overa assured the people of his mandate area that all ongoing projects will be completed by the commission. He noted that he will not embark on projects as he will consult the people before embarking on projects. Honorable Overa, who promised to give priority to education, healthcare and empowerment scheme, urged the people to support the Okowa administration so as to enjoy more dividends of democracy.
The SOPADEC has really intervened in so many areas in this local government area. It's painful that most of the projects, especially at the rural area, are all abandoned. I thank God with definitely the government in the saddle I know that we are going to try to making sure that most of these projects we are going to, bring them back to life. The citizenry will truly benefit from the original intention, the objective of government in establishing these projects.
Immediate past chairman of the SUPADEC Indigenous Contractors Forum, Comrade Francis Obule, commended for the inspection and called for adequate funding of the SUPADEC.
The governor has promised before now that he's going to finish strong, and I believe he's going to do it. It's by making sure that
where these projects were cited, commended Honorable Vera for the inspection and called for
to give contractors the enabling environment to perform projects of the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, the SUPADEC. The member representing the Shekiri ethnic nationality on the board of the SUPADEC, Honorable Griffin Omashuli, gave the advice during an inspection tour of the SUPADEC. Correspondent Daniel Oji has the details.
Honorable Griffin Omashuli, during its inspection of completed, abandoned and ongoing projects in the communities across the Benin River area, reiterated the Commission's commitment towards project completion. Honorable Omashuli stated that the new SUPADEC board would transform the various river communities into modern cities. He inspected projects at Degele, Bobodon, Olobe, Bobi, Orubu, and Batari communities. Projects inspected included roads, primary healthcare centers, construction of bungalows, jetties, borehole water, classroom blocks, and civic centers.
With the level of what we have just seen here, it is satisfactory. We are satisfied with the housing unit.
At the Degele community, the chairman, Mr. Stephen Golly, enjoined the commissioner, Honorable Omashuli, to assist the community to ensure that all completed projects are completed.
We've done a lot and we see that it's working. So we're still coming back to round up and to do the finishing.
Honorable Omashuli, during his visit to the Olaraja of the Pat Samson Amola, assured him that the new board of the SUPADEC would ensure that the community enjoy the dividends of democracy. The commissioner representing the Shekiri nationality on the board of the SUPADEC revealed to the people of Bobi, Olube, Orubu, and Bateren that the state governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, is poised to ensure that the oil-bearing communities in the state are developed and charge the youth to always protect government projects in their communities. Honorable Omashuli, who was satisfied with the level of some of the projects inspected, stressed that he would meet with some of the contractors so that they can return to site to complete the project. The special visits of communities in the river areas of Warri North local government continues. Daniel Oji reporting.
The World Bank says Nigeria is dying slowly and living on borrowed time due to the perennial neglect of the agricultural sector. It said Nigeria is relying too much on crude oil. The senior economist World Bank, Dr. Adetuji Oredikbe, made a disclosure in Abuja while delivering a keynote address at the summit on agriculture. He said economic diversification into agriculture should be practical and not theoretical, as the nation's economy has become increasingly dependent too much on oil. He added that this can spare doom for the country. According to him, if Nigeria has adhered to its market share in palm oil, cocoa, groundnuts and cotton, the country would have been earning at least $10 billion annually from the three commodities. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo, represented by the Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Mustafa Sheuri, assured that the Buhari administration will ensure an export-based economy. Comrade Gospel Ineru has emerged national president of Urban Youth Council, UYC. The election at the 7th National Presidential Convention was conducted under the watchful eyes of the Rebel Youth Council Electric Committee headed by Olorogo Samson Agbemre at Alajadu local government area of the state. The report.
National President of the Rebel Youth Council went through signing of the peace accord before heading straight to the election. Shortly after being declared winner of the 7th National Presidential Convention by the Rebel Youth Council Election Committee, Comrade Gaspar Enero said his victory will spur him to give his best to the good of the Rebel nation. Describing peace as the only panacea to achieving sustainable development, the Rebel Youth Council National President, Comrade Gaspar Enero, enjoined youths from the Rebel extractions to always resort to peaceful negotiation whenever they are faced with issues that borders on the development of the Rebel nation. Comrade Enero, who commended the peaceful disposition of the Rebel youth, assured that his tenure would champion laudable programs and projects, including the building of a befitting Rebel Youth Council Secretariat. The UYC National President equally called on members of the group to continue to speak with one voice at every given time, noting that greater milestones will be achieved in being together rather than being divided.
I want to advise our youth to always embrace peace. Don't let any leader mislead you. And as the president of Rebel Youth Council, I will always be holding a press conference of peace once in a year in Rebel land.
Immediate past National President of the Rebel Youth Council, Comrade Festus Higerebo, said his tenure witnessed unprecedented progress that tasked Comrade Gaspar Enero to do all within his power to take the Rebel nation to an enviable height. Others who spoke, including Chairman Board of Trustees, Rebel Youth Council, Comrade Evis Boro, amongst others, called on the Rebel Youth Council to always work as one indivisible entity. They enjoined the body to focus on ways to build on existing peace in the state in order to attract investors to the Rebel land. Other members of the Rebel Youth Council are Mr. Felix Ibiebo as Vice President, Clarkson Ukuwere as Secretary, Emma Eyekaba as Treasurer, Harriet Edukumo as Financial Secretary, Mike Aye as PRO. Others include Latibo Uwasimi as Auditor, Kelly Erijakpo as Organizing Secretary, Obes Ilaya as Provost, John Eweru as Ex-Official 1, while Richard Ashe as Task Force Chairman.
The Nigerian mission in South Africa says no fewer than 400 Nigerians have indicated interest and registered to be evacuated from South Africa following the recent xenophobic attacks. Nigerian Consul General in Johannesburg, Godwin Adama, disclosed this in a telephone interview with the News Agency of Nigeria in Abuja. Adamu says air peace has offered to airlift those willing to return home following attacks on Nigerians and their businesses by South Africa. According to him, the first batch of Nigerians who are willing to return will be repatriated on Wednesday. The Nigerian High Commissioner to South Africa, Kabiru Bala, also said that Nigerians had responded positively in good numbers. He added that the documentation is ongoing and those without travel documents will be provided with emergency travel certificates. Bala said relevant agencies of government in Nigeria must be informed and must be ready to receive the returnees. Also, President, Nigerian Citizens Association, South Africa, Ben Okoli, said all efforts were geared towards evacuation of those who were ready to come back home. Meanwhile, there were fresh protests in eastern Johannesburg on Sunday, with protesters demanding the foreigners must go back to where they came from. Some Durtans have faulted the federal government over the slow action taken so far following the killing of scores of Nigerians in South Africa. Speaking in Warri, the resident tasked the Buhari-led administration to create the enabling environments that would discourage Nigerians from traveling abroad in search of greener pastures. They noted that government has enormous resources to create employment and other attractive ventures that can discourage manpower drift to foreign countries.
I have not seen what the government is doing. We are not hearing any news from the government, no message. South Africans, they are Africans like us. They are fighting us. What is the essence that they are fighting us? We don't know. They are killing our brothers, Nigerians over there. I'm a Nigerian, and I don't like that. It's hurting me.
What I will say is, the attack going on now, I would say it's 50% the cost of Nigerians and 50% the cost of Nigerian government. Because I don't see a case whereby your country is so convenient enough for you, then you will now go to another person's country to go and establish your life.
While discouraging calls for reprisal attacks by some Nigerians, the respondents maintain that they can do without the services provided by South African
line, I will stop using MTN line because it's not from our country. We have Glo. It's a Yoruba man. We use that line. As I mean, I wouldn't like to throw away the line, the MTN, because I'm sure my brothers are there too in South Africa. I don't know what they have done to them.
The federal government should change their way first of all. You can't tell me that billions of naira in the country, you're looting it into your pockets for your own family and for your own sake. The country it's getting bad every blessed day. No changes, nothing. So if the country is getting bad, you don't expect me to still sit inside the country when I have money to go to other countries that is okay.
In a related development, a woman who hawks a worry has bemoaned the poor economy and high cost of essential commodities that are almost beyond the reach.
We don't feel the buy the chop again. Meat, we don't feel the buy meat. Actually, have to buy ya. We don't know what if they do, governor. And we beg governor, make it bring money come, make release money come, make this come down, make poor people the see for the shop.
The woman also said the poor economy slowed down patronage, especially on petty traders. Women of Oleri community in Udu local government area have appealed to the state governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, to construct the community roads to link the DSA expressway in order to open up its social, economic and infrastructural developments. The women of Oleri community made the appeal during a peaceful protest to draw the attention of the state government to the deplorable state of Oleri Road, which was awarded but abandoned since 2011. The reports.
The Oleri community will connect other Udu communities to the DSA Expressway as it is located directly to the complex of the defunct Delta State Company, DSA Omialaga. When in 2011, the past administration awarded the construction of the road alongside the proposed Oleri Leisure Park, the joy of the people of Oleri knew no bounds. But the happiness of celebration has been cut short as the road was abandoned after the covers and the Oli Bridge had been constructed. The state of the road is now a nightmare and unpassable, hence the peaceful protest by the women of Oleri community to appeal to the state governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, to consider their plight and construct the abandoned road. Speaking, the women leader of Oleri community, Mrs. Amina Okpe, said that the present state of the abandoned road is causing socio-economic hardship on the people of the community and stressed the need for quick intervention of the state government in the construction of the abandoned road.
I beg her well, make it call help us do our road. We need the help. We need the help for this time. We need the help. We need to call our help so that when our children grow come, we will sit there and say, no, call and do our road.
President General of Oleri community, Comrade Joseph Nuche, said that the distance of the abandoned road is less than 2 kilometers. Comrade Nuche said that when the road is constructed, it will open up other 5 adjoining Udu communities. Other leaders of the community, including Mr. Moses Gedu and Mr. Akpomode Udin Eda, noted that the abandoned road is making it difficult for them to convey their farm produce to the nearest market.
If this road is tight for us,
the cost of transportation from Olori to the express road or to the nearby community, which is Oya, will not cost up to 150 naira. But now, an Okada will collect 500 to 600 naira to take just a single person.
When our women with our mothers, when they want to go out from market to carry their produce, their products, they go outside, then they really suffer well. Presently now the road is not motorable at all. There's no way our women can go to the market. Even pregnant women cannot pass through the road.
Comrade Joseph Nushi disclosed that the people of Olori will ever remain grateful to Governor Kowa, nicknamed the Roadmaster, if he awards the construction of the Olori Community Road.
Meanwhile, the people of Utekbu Kingdom, Ikanas East local government area have appealed to Delta State Governor Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa to use his good office to address the challenges facing the community, particularly the construction of Owerri Elugu Road, to ameliorate the suffering of the people of the area. The head of the Lotus, Mr. Olivet Udume, made the appeal when the members of the Apex Community Youth Body paid a courtesy call on the chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ Delta State, Comrade Michael Ikwego, at his country home in Utekbu, Ikanas East local government area. Mr. Udume described the Owerri Elugu Road as a business internal road in Ikanation, said the call became imperative as the road has become a death trap as farmers and commuters who ply the route had been involved in one form of accident or the other due to its bad condition. He appealed that a solid bridge be constructed on Iyakpa, the river that links Utekbu to Ebuogba community in Anyoshi South local government area, adding that it will boost economic and communal activities between both communities. While saying that Kingdom played an enormous part in voting for Governor Kowa during the election, the community assured government in building a stronger Delta State through their cooperation. They commended the Hilary Igwebuna for his contribution to the development of Utekbu Kingdom, urging him and other political appointees from the kingdom not to relent in its oaths but continue to attract more dividends of democracy. In his remarks, the chairman, Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Comrade Michael Ikwego, described the appeal of Utekbu youth leaders as timely as they did not resort to protest to press home their demands. Comrade Ikwego promised to use relevant media available to get the appeal across to the state government. Ahead of this year's Data Broadcasting Service DBS Warri Peace Walk event, Chairman of Warri South Council, Dr. Michael Tidi, has promised to give his support to ensure the success of the program. Dr. Tidi gave the assurance when members of the 2019 DBS Warri Peace Walk, led by his chairman, Comrade Felix Eko, visited him at his office. The report.
The Warri South local government chairman, Dr. Michael Tidi, who commended the DBS Warri Chapel for organizing the Peace Walk event annually, stated that the drive is part of measures in preaching peace to every nook and cranny. Dr. Tidi, who stressed the need for Warri to reclaim its past glory, noted that such measures like the Peace Walk is necessary as it helps to preach peace, thereby encouraging different investors to invest in the oil city. While responding to some of the demands by members of the DBS Warri 2019 Peace Walk Committee, the Warri South Council chairman promised to liaise with other members of his executives, but urged the committee members to visit other prominent individuals in order to get the needed support for this year's Peace Walk program.
I, Dr. Michael Ikwego, endorse the NUJ DBS Warri Peace Walk 2019. I must tell you, we need the nail on the head, but the sole responsibility of government is to ensure peace and security in the locality. And if we see members of the press helping us to step up the advocacy for peace, we cannot but support such intervention or such initiative.
Earlier, chairman of the 2019 DBS Warri Chapel Peace Walk event, Comrade Felix Eko, described the Warri South Council chairman Dr. Michael TD as a pragmatic leader who has demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt his ability to pilot affairs of the Warri South Local Government Council, stressing that its antecedent led to the level of peace being enjoyed across the council area. Comrade Eku, who is a former chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, DBS, Michael TD's contribution towards the success of the 2018 DBS Warri Peace Walk and appealed to him to do more during this year's Peace Walk event. Others, including man of the NUJ DBS Warri Chapel, Comrade Daniel Oji, reminded the Warri South Local Government Chairman that this year's DBS Warri Peace Walk will be taking place on September 2019, with walk across major streets in Warri and Uwe beginning from 7 in the morning.
The committee, the 2019 Peace Walk Committee, deemed it necessary to pay you, to write to you, to seek your permission to pay you a courtesy call and to bring to the fore, while of course we need to have a peace committee in the series. This is I think the third or the fourth edition, and it is worthy of note that when we did this peace walk last year, 2018, you assisted us, you supported us.
All that you have said, no. Somebody words with action. So we are taking your words to the bank right now, and we believe that the program actually is September 21. That's the World Peace Day.
Vice Chairman of the Warri South Local Government Council, Mrs. Anne Iniovosa, the current chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ DBS Warri Chapel, Comrade Sonia Onobunjo, were present during the visit.
In line with the job creation drive of the Delta State Governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, 36 youths of Isoko ethnic extraction have arrived OD, Bayelsa State, for skills acquisition and entrepreneurship training. The 2 weeks program, holding at the Bioresources Development Center, OD, Bayelsa State, has been sponsored by the member Isoko constituency, Delta State Assembly, under its Okwebisi Sustainable Development Scheme. Presented from our studio.
Dressing from the 6th Isoko South 2 constituency during the pre-departure briefing held at his constituency office, local government area, join them to make good use of the skills acquisition and entrepreneurship training to acquire knowledge that will raise them in areas of labor. Representative Vice Chancellor Delta Professor Smart Agenda first scheme of the culture and tradition of the host community, and to make friends at the camp during the 2 weeks training program. The lawmaker for making the first batch of the program, which he described as a new innovation, can like the union and tricycles, which are often sold by the beneficiaries at a price lower than the cost of purchase.
The skills we are going to learn, please write them down. Take notes, because the human brain can fail you. But if you take notes, if 5 of you take notes, when you get home, you compare the notes. So that if there's any error, you correct it. So when you want to practicalize what you learn, there will be no disaster.
While assuring the candidates the best of luck, Honorable Owen assured that the program will be continuous and appealed to those who could not make it in the first batch to be patient, as they will be accommodated in subsequent programs. He said the candidates drawn from Olomoro, Uzeri, Igbidi, Enwe Ume, Erua, and Aviara communities in Isoko South 2 constituency were being trained in snail and mushroom farming, fish production technology, grass cutter rearing, and micro-propagation of banana and plantain. Mr. Collins Enigenu, who also addressed the participants, urged them to make the best use of the opportunity provided by the Delta lawmaker to encourage him to do more for the people.
Training is about to commence. Training is taking place at home. And you are expected to leave from here now. I'm sure everybody is in bag and baggage here. The training is to last for 2 weeks. We are going to be there for the 2 weeks. Mandatorily, you are expected to do minimum of 85% attendance in all the training, practicals and classes. Minimum 85%. There they will keep the records of attendance. So I expect that we do not fall short of anything. At the end of the day, it is only those who are successful that will get the full benefits of the program.
The beneficiaries who spoke thanked Honorable Ferguson Omo for the opportunity and assured that they will be of good conduct throughout the training program.
The Zone 5 Police Headquarters in Benin City has commenced the zonal medical screening scheduled for shortlisted candidates of Edo Delta origin on Monday 9th September 2019. According to Mr. Emeka Ienacho, the public relations officer, the Edo State candidates shortlisted reported at the screening venue on Monday 9th to Tuesday 10th September. Delta State candidates for their parts will be at the venue on Wednesday 11th to while Bayelsa State candidates will be screened at the scheduled venue on Friday 13th to Saturday 14th September 2019. The statement urged candidates to abide by the dress code, which is white t-shirts, white shorts, and white canvas, and should also come along with original copy or printouts of notification letter as the screening exercise commences at 8 o'clock in the morning and ends 4 in the evening. The Assistant Inspector General Police on 5 headquarters Benin City has assured security and advises candidates to be disciplined in their conduct. The screening exercise ends on Saturday, 14th September 2019. Another sport. The 23 team will in a make-or-mar encounter confront the counterpart from Sudan. The clash is a step to the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. The under-23 Nigerian team needs an outright win against the Sudanese team to qualify. The first leg played in Sudan last week ended 1-0 in favor of the visitors. The technical crew of the Nigerian team must beef up the striking force of the team to ensure success venue of the match scheduled for Tuesday as the Stephen Keshi Stadium as about 4. And with that, we've come to the end of the news. But before we go, a look at one of our stories. Public and private primary and secondary schools in Delta State resumed for the first term of the 2019-2020 academic session on Monday, 9th September 2019. The schools has embarked on the long vacation in July 2019 after the third term examination. That does it on the news. Thanks for being there. Stay tuned for more programs. Bye-bye.
If a pack of souvenir is 1,875 naira, how much will it cost to get for 750 guests?
1,406,250 naira.
Correct.
So girl is very sharp.
She takes after her brother.
For years, cowbell milk has been building great minds and strong bodies.
Ma, me too. I like to have brain.
Mix
so you can easily dance through a variety